Welcome to the Azeroth Times, the podcast where I tell you what I find in game and what's going on. Welcome back. This week I'm going to talk about healing specs in Shadowlands. Just remember there's going to be some changes probably between now, pre-patch, and the actual release of Shadowlands. Might be small changes. There might be huge, overhauls of the entire character or spec. So if you think the healing class is for you, here you go. Or if you want to know how the healing classes are playing, then you'll learn here. Now, I'm going to start with Restoration Druid and how they play in Shadowlands. Now, anybody that has healed with a druid or has played as a druid probably knows that restoration druids are the masters of healing over time spells or HOTS, focused around proactively applying HOTS to their allies in preparation for incoming damage, then reactively responding to that damage with additional healing spells and cooldowns. Utilizing their vast array of HOTS, they can spread their healing across large numbers of spread out allies, or concentrate the healing by stacking multiple HOTS on a small number of targets, allowing them to be quite versatile in a variety of content. Nearly all their spells cost mana, so you gotta keep an eye on that. A large pool of resource that slowly regenerates constantly even while in combat. Now, while their total mana pool is large compared to the relative cost of their spells, the pool is finite, meaning it will deplenish. You'll need to remain mindful of your mana expenditures, or you'll find yourself without the resources to heal your allies, especially towards the end of particularly long encounters. Now, as casters, you'll typically find restoration druids at range when on the battlefield, with most abilities being instant cast. They have exceptionally high mobility and excel in situations requiring significant movement. As guardians of nature and protectors of balance, they wield nature's raw energy to restore life to the wounded and shapeshift to other druid forms to enhance their natural abilities. Alright, now Mistweaver Monk and how they play. Now, Mistweaver Monks, they also heal through a combination of heal over time effects and direct healing using mana as their primary resource. There are interactions between some of the spells, such as Vivify, also healing any target that is affected by their HOT, renewing Mist that highlight this. Mistweaver Monks are extremely mobile healers through a combination of roll, transcendence, and ability to talent into additional speed-related spells such as Tiger's Lust. Mistweaver Monks excel at strong single-target healing through the use of Soothing Mist, allowing certain spells to be cast without a cast time, and also buffs such as Enveloping Mist or Thunder Focus Tea, the latter of which will modify our base spells in different ways. Mistweaver Monks have a number of defensive abilities which make them difficult to kill in encounters. And now, Holy Paladins. Now, remember, they gain their strength through the power of the light, and they use powerful healing spells, blessings, and auras to keep themselves and their allies healed through dire situations, while bringing the fight to their enemies, damaging them with holy light. Holy Paladins specifically focus on healing, as such in World of Warcraft they fit into their role of healer, whereas Retribution focuses on damage and Protection focuses on protecting allies from harm. Your role as a Holy Paladin is to keep your party or raid alive through the toughest of times. Now, they're the most desired class in the game due to the large amount of support abilities, making them an asset to any raider party. So whether you're solo questing, world first raiding, high-end raiding, or doing the occasional Mythic Plus, you won't have any trouble finding a group that needs a Paladin. Now, Paladins primarily focus on single target nuke heals, allowing them to excel at triage and spot healing. So using mana and holy power in a generator spender type of rotation, they will excel at spot healing and on occasion using their melee weapons to deal some damage. Paladins generally wield a one-handed mace or sword and shield, but on occasion there may be a two-handed mace available to be used. As wielders of the light clad in heavy plated armor, paladins aren't very mobile. What they lack in mobility, however, they make up for in durability, having a plethora of survivability options to keep themselves safe so that they can focus on their true task of keeping everyone else alive. Now, they also have auras which radiate their energy, empowering nearby players, and iconic abilities such as Divine Shield and Lay on Hands, giving you a last-ditch effort to turn the tide of battle in the raid's favor or your favor or whatever. Now, Discipline Priest. Not to be confused with Holy Priest, but Discipline Priest. Now, they're one of the more unique healers in the game because they focus heavily on preparing for incoming raid damage by proactively applying atonement before a raid-wide damage event occurs, then following through with a flurry of damaging abilities on the enemy to heal allies. So while immobile and often vulnerable in their cloth armor, Discipline has excellent preemptive tools in atonement and absorbs to rapidly reverse damage on allies, keeping them away from death's door. Priests are a long-standing class in World of Warcraft, offering excellent buffs to your allies through power word Fortitude, which it increases their stamina a lot more. But unlike Holy, Discipline's heavily preemptive healer focuses on specific windows to output the most healing possible, absorbs their damage reduction possible to protect those around them. Now, while Discipline often is considered a more advanced spec compared to Holy, it can be mastered through practice and proper fight preparation to achieve strongest results. Now, it straddles the breach between Holy and Shadow, which can borrow many spells from both specs. So as a result, you have a variety of spells at your disposal to heal, deal damage, or reduce damage taken, which is excellent for a variety of scenarios. Holy Priests are a versatile and mobile healer specializing in using holy words, or small miracles, like Holy Word Serenity and Holy Word Sanctify, to provide a rush of immediate healing to allies. Now, priests have a long history in Warcraft for buffing their allies and saving them from death itself. As a result, priest is often a more vulnerable healer than others with low defensive power and mobility. They make up for it in having excellent area of effect healing with some single target support. Now remember, they also bring a raid-wide buff called Power Word Fortitude, which increases their stamina of their allies. While Discipline focuses more on preempting incoming damage or even absorbing it, Holy Priest is the master of heavy reactive healing, able to provide a steady stream of output whenever they get a chance to plant their feet and cast. The spec is great for players new to healing, as is a straightforward priority system, and as the classic healer, often has many mechanics that cross over to learning other healing specs later on. Now, Restoration Shamans, how they play. They call upon the healing properties of water and their iconic totems to keep their group members alive, using mana as a primary resource. And they can also see farther than this with far sight, and have their own separate Hearthstone with Astral Recall. Now they have a wide range of spells and tools, and most of them being more effective when the group stacks closely together. Some supportive healing over time spells, and decent single target heals. This is accompanied by strong cooldowns, which can get you out of dangerous situations easily, quite a bit of utility, and the ability to restore mana to themselves and allies. Now, Restoration Shamans are not very mobile. They just like to be in one spot, spamming their healing spells, especially because of their long cast times. They do not have to move though, because they can shift into Ghost Wolf and cover a lot of ground quickly, but are unable to cast spells while transformed. And that is it. Those are the healing specs. Have fun playing the game. This show is brought to you by Heartland Production Entertainment. If you'd like to help to make the show better, go to patreon.com/heartlandpae.